All right, everybody, have a seat. This is cool. Sit right down. I'm going to share his bio. I cut some of it out because it was very long. You know, some people refer to him as a son of a governor, which he is, and certainly I'll mention that. Andrew M. Cuomo served as the 56th governor of New York State. Born into a proud Italian-American family and raised in Queens, Governor Cuomo is dedicated to public service and has been proven leadership skills to make government work for the people of New York City. The son of Matilda and the late Governor Mario Cuomo. Andrew Cuomo learned at a young age the importance of fighting for equality and opportunity, and his father's legacy, who Andrew reminds me wouldn't have been governor without the support of Harry Van Arsdale Jr. as well. Absolutely, a long-time relationship there. But it is his father's legacy of public service that remains an inspiration for him. He graduated from Fordham University and Albany Law School. He led his father's successful campaign for governor and later served as the assistant district attorney in Manhattan. He founded the Enterprise for the Less Privileged in Brooklyn, New York, a single shelter for families that has since grown to become a national leader in the fight against homelessness, serving people of all backgrounds, veterans, survivors of domestic violence, people with health challenges and disabilities, and seniors. Governor Cuomo's dedication to and tenacity on behalf of the homeless led him to serve as the Housing and Urban Development Secretary in President Clinton's administration. Andrew was elected Attorney General of New York in 2006 and later served as governor for 11 years. There he took the theory of progressive government and made it a functional reality while simultaneously reimaging and rebuilding New York's outdated infrastructure and putting New York's fiscal house in order for the first time in a generation. Under his leadership, New York once again became the nation's beacon for social progress. And as a result from his time in office, we have a stronger economy, a cleaner environment, a fairer criminal justice system, more high school graduates attending college than ever before. Again and again, he fought for the people of New York and delivered accomplishments, including marriage equality, the codification of Roe v. Wade in the New York State law, the most comprehensive paid family leave act in the nation, raised minimum wages for New York's middle class, and the nation's strongest gun violence prevention laws. At the same time, Governor Cuomo demonstrated that progressive politics does not mean irresponsible spending. He passed timely, fiscally responsible budgets and enacted a fairer, more progressive tax code, aggressively lowering taxes for the middle class and creating a permanent cap on property taxes. Governor Cuomo also made New York a more attractive place to do business, cutting corporate and manufacturing taxes to the lowest levels in decades and lowering the estate tax. He successfully oversaw the most ambitious infrastructure program in the country, and our members and our union directly benefited by the work opportunity, rebuilding LaGuardia and JFK airports, Moynihan Train Hall, and completing the East Side access. Big doings. Not to mention the building of the new Mario Cuomo. And by the way, Harry only got a street. His dad got a bridge. It's nice to be the governor, you know? And the Kosciuszko, the beautiful Kosciuszko Bridge. He also made historic investments in education, economic development, and healthcare, adding more than 1 million previously uninsured New Yorkers to health insurance plans. And during the dark days of COVID, never forget it, it was his voice and his steady hand that helped lead this state and the nation out of the once-in-a-century pandemic through recovery. Andrew Cuomo. And it is my pleasure, and I'm going to tell you in front of him that these are the ones that are going to help. We don't give a lot of money, so I know you got a few friends with a few bucks, but we certainly have shoe leather, and we can get out and get the vote out and get it done, and we will have a friend as the mayor in the city of New York, Andrew M. Cuomo. Honorable.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Chris Erickson, one of the greatest labor leaders who have ever served in the state of New York. Let's give him a round of applause. Local 3, the most skilled workforce in the United States of America. It is an honor to be with you. I want you to know this jacket is vintage, my friends. Many years that I go back with Local 3, and you represent the best of the labor movement to me. You are the hard-working women and men who built this city and built this state and built it better than anyone else ever could have imagined. Chris is right, we go back a long time. My father, Mario Cuomo, from Queens, running for governor, one of the first supporters, Local 3. I was the campaign manager. I was 24, 25, something like that. And we're at the Labor Day parade. I'll never forget. And Harry Van Arsdale is the head of the parade, and my father's there as the candidate. And Mr. Van Arsdale turns to me and he says, kid, you can call me Harry. And he turns away, and my father leans over to me and says, never call him Harry. That's Mr. Van Arsdale. And the rest of my life, Mr. Van Arsdale. God bless him. Let's give him a round of applause. I'm honored to receive your endorsement, and I will honor your endorsement. Everything we build, we're going to build labor, because it is the best way to build quality construction, and you have my word on that. We're going through difficult times right now in New York City. You feel it when you walk up and down the street. We went through COVID, which transformed society, remote work, Zooms. People don't have to be in New York anymore. They can move anywhere. To live here, to afford to live here is getting harder and harder than ever before. The quality of life is deteriorating. So New York is in tough times. But I'll tell you what's frustrating. There are no problems here that we haven't solved before. What's happening is you have a political extremism that is going on that is driving a government dysfunction. Think about it. Public safety, we know how to fight crime. We've done it for decades. But now you have the 3 dumbest words ever uttered by city officials: cut the police, right? Defund the police. So what do? We let go of 3,000 police officers because that was the politics of the moment, right? But then we turn around and we find out we need those police officers. So we call them back on overtime. And they do so much overtime that they get burned out and they're leaving the force in record numbers. And it's so bad that we can't even hire new police. You know, back in the day, you would take the police exam and then you would wait 2-3 years to get calls, right? Now they can't fill a class. The police commissioner just announced she's going to reduce the educational requirement because no one is applying to be a police officer. You know what they spend in overtime? Over $1 billion in overtime because they cut the number of police. A little common sense. What we should do, go out, hire 5,000 police officers, make this city safe, and it'll cost you half of what you're now spending on overtime, and you save $500 million. We have homeless, mentally ill people on the street who are dangerous. This is nothing new. We have mentally ill people. It's a fact that we've lived with for decades. And we have laws on the books that say how you deal with mentally ill homeless people who are a danger to themselves or others. But now you have this new mentality, civil rights and civil liberties. And it's a distortion of civil liberties. So now we're going to leave a person who can't care for themselves on the street. We abandon them to the street. And we think that's the right thing to do. A person who's a danger to themselves in the name of civil liberties, we're going to abandon them. That's not what New Yorkers believe is the right thing to do. We have a higher standard. We treat people like people, and we care, and we have compassion, and they deserve more. Look, we have now a new school that says for our economy, we should be socialists. Everything free. Free food, free education, free transportation, everything free. I'm waiting for one of these reporters to say to one of these guys, and who is going to pay for all these free things? And they let them say, well, we're going to tax the rich. Okay. This state already has one of the highest tax rates in the United States of America. The top 1% of the richest people in this state pay 50% of the taxes. And the top 1% are the most mobile people in the United States of America, right? When you keep increasing taxes to pay for all these free things, how long do you think it's going to take for those 1% to move to a non-socialist state where they pay a quarter of the taxes or no taxes? None of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. Affordable housing is at a premium. It's squeezing the working family, squeezing the middle class. But we can't figure out how to build affordable housing. How can that be? You take a brick, you take another brick, you put a little cement, you add another brick, you put a little more cement, you add another brick, you put another brick, a little more cement. That's what it is. 1949, Electchester built affordable housing. We built the New York City Housing Authority, 175,000 units in the 40s and the 50s. We had the Mitchell-Lama bill. We had the Section 8 bill. We know how to build. We know how to solve these problems. We just have to remember what we forgot. Remember what we forgot. We need a government that has experience, that has competence, and common sense. We need a government as good as the people in this city. That's what we need. And times may be tough today, but don't count New Yorkers out. Don't you ever count New Yorkers out. And what Chris said was exactly right. You know when I saw it best? I saw it during COVID. And COVID pushed us to our limits. It pushed me to my limits. Nobody had an idea where we were. It was a matter of life and death. We had it first, we had it worst. And we were alone, literally on the globe. No one coming to our assistance. It was just us. Just us. I had the best health professionals on the globe in my office. And they didn't know what was going to happen. And we had to figure out a way to test every New Yorker for the virus. Test every New Yorker, and then vaccinate every New Yorker. And then close businesses. But you know what? Every New Yorker stepped up to the plate. Everyone did what they had to do. Everyone held their position. The bus drivers showed up every day and they did their job. And the nurses showed up every day and they did their job. And the police officers showed up every day and they did their job. That's what New Yorkers are about. That's the heart that New Yorkers have inside them. So do we have some issues to deal with? You're damn right we do. But are we going to deal with them? You're damn right we are. And we're going to build this city back bigger and stronger and better than it has ever been. And we're going to do it the union way. And we're going to do it the